Before the Great Patriotic War, the army units and military elements of the 4th Army of Western Special Military District were deployed near Brest. In the frontier zone, there were frontier posts of Belarusian Frontier District and the 62nd Brest-Litovsk fortified sector. There were units of the 6th and 42nd Rifle Divisions stationed in the fortress, as well as the 33rd Separate Engineer Regiment, military hospitals, subunits of the 132nd Separate Escort Guard Battalion of NKVD forces. People of Brest and other regions of Belarus were called for designated personnel encampment. The army forces were located in the close proximity to the frontier, but at considerable distance from the lines intended for defense in case of war. The aggregate strength of the fortress garrison as of the 22nd June 1941 made up about 9,000. There also lived about 300 officer corps and command staff's families there. People were coming for military service from various parts of the Soviet Union. Some arrived straight from school, others already had factory work experience, and still others graduated from higher institutions. Documents in the left showcase represent their life before the army. Having got to the place, young soldiers took a military oath of loyalty to motherland, as evidenced by the wording of the military oath signed by Lieutenant Smichkov Mikhail Osipovich on the 23rd February 1939. Thus, in his letter of the 24th February 1940, addressed to his relatives, B.N. Mihailovsky, Signal Squadron Sergeant of the 84th Rifle Regiment, wrote, "My dear kids, Zhenichka and Mommy, yesterday on the 23rd February, on the day of the 22nd anniversary of Workers' and Peasants' Red Army, I swore a military oath and became a rightful soldier of Workers' and Peasants' Red Army. As an expert of combat and citizenship training, I was the first to take the oath. The atmosphere of oath-taking was very solemn, and I was a little bit agitated. At the same day, I and some other soldiers were thanked officially for excellent execution of commands, orders, and commissions." Life went on according to the military laws. Combat and citizenship training, quick marches, maneuvers, moments of relaxation. The photographs show commanders and Red Army soldiers of different army units and subunits. The pre-war uniform is represented by a 1935 pattern blouse of an infantry sergeant of the USSR Workers' and Peasants' Red Army. It was sewed in Vitebsk in 1941. The gun rack contains Mosin rifles of 1891-1930 pattern, 1893, 1941, 1942, and 1943 years of manufacture, and training grenades F1 found in this barrack after the war. Near the training grenades, there is a rucksack of A.F. Radchenko, a military felcher who took part in the fights near Brest. The patronage banner of one of the frontier posts of Belarusian Frontier District tokens the inviolability of the state frontier. The projection screen between the windows with panoramic photos displays fragments of pre-war art films and documentaries. According to the reminiscences of the eyewitnesses, these films were demonstrated to the garrison soldiers on the eve of the war. Jewel Bars, 1935. Circus, 1936. Seven Courageous, 1936. Ruslan and Ludmila, 1938. At the Border, 1938. Fourth Periscope, 1939. Mannerheim Line, 1940. Salavat Yulaev, 1940. Wind from the East, 1940. Valery Chkalov, 1941. Battlefield Girlfriends, 1941. Members of officer corps and command staff's families shared the weekdays and holidays of service with garrison soldiers. Citizenship training, motorcycle training and firing practice, driving and horse riding became an everyday occurrence for women. Amateur talent groups and sports activity were a popular and favorite pastime. Pre-war photographs and objects on the wall and in the second showcase on the right tell about peaceful life. A room loudspeaker of 1935 pattern, banknotes chevronnets, a spoon and an authorization for a flat in Brest 1940 of the family of the senior Lieutenant L.M. Kamionko. Free supplement, a sewing pattern, and a needlework sheet to Robotnica magazine number 6 for 1941 year. A leather coat of Captain A. N. Korobko. A pre-war shawl of P. S. Nagaeva, inhabitant of Brest. A tenor sax horn, stage property, of A. Kapashov, performer of the part of Sasha Akimov, music platoon ward in the patriotic drama Brest Fortress. A pre-war concertina of the private soldier F. V. Ryabov. Life and activity of medical workers is illustrated by the blouse of the hospital head of the 28th Rifle Corps, Medical Officer 2nd Rank SS Babkin. Medical instruments, a photograph of nurses, hospital passes, a suitcase of the military feldsher R.I. Abakumova, and a handbag of the junior nurse M.V. Shimko. In the casemate walls, in natural holes used for mini showcases, there are articles found in the fortress after the war.